Hello. I just like to stand here and talk to myself for a minute. To see who wants to talk about inflammation today. I know it is such an interesting topic, but it was one that I was really confused on when I first started keto. And so I thought we could talk about inflammation today. So we'll see if anybody's available to chat. And if not, I'll talk about it. You guys can watch it later. It's okay. Hello, yes. Hello, Amy. How are you? Hey, way to go on that travel. Nice job. Nice job. Hey, Terry. How are you? See, you guys never leave me hanging. Thank you for that. You guys are the best. So how's your day going, by the way? Anything exciting? Hey, Bridget. There. I had no sticky notes today, so you win on that one. Hi, Susie. How's everybody's day going? Is it prep day for you? Is it errand day for you? Is it watch football day for you? Mine has been errand day all day. I literally just got back. I literally ran in the door, and it's super cold here today, and it's super windy, and my hair was like way out to here, and I'm like, oh, I said a naughty word, and then I ran in the bathroom, threw a brush in my hair and hairspray, and hey, Christy, meal prepping, yes. Good, Terry. I'm glad you're having a good day. It's Sunday. We're supposed to have good days on Sundays. I actually did my meal prepping yesterday because we had grandkids. And it does suck, fam. It does. And it really does. But you know what's nice about it is we can do something about it. There's a lot of things in this world we can't do anything about, but this is something we can do about. So I really like the topic. It's really an interesting topic to me. There's a lot of science to it. I'm not going to get into all the science of it. We'll just kind of hit the highlights of it and talk about why it's important to pay attention and what it does to you when you do not. In other words, that is why we're all here, is mostly because of inflammation. Yep, some of us have genetic markers to make us a little on the heavier side, but most of the time we do it to ourselves. So anyway, we'll go ahead and get started. So inflammation, everyone hears about it. Some of you probably know more than I do about it. That's okay too if you do chime in, because I would love to hear more. But inflammation, so let's just do, there is acute inflammation. So you remember when you get the bee sting and it hurts and then it swells, and after you get the little stinger out, and then you do a little cussing and swearing and crying, and then you get the stinger out, and then your body goes to work. It creates white blood cells, and it flows. White blood cells flow through your bloodstream and go to the area that's injured, because our bodies were designed to protect themselves. They were designed to protect us from us. But I guess you can only do so much, right? And so the white cells go through your bloodstream and goes to the part that's injured, and they work on that injury and they heal it. And sometimes it's really fast, sometimes it's really slow. It's like when you hammer your thumb, how bad that hurts, and you can feel that blood pumping to it. You can feel it, it's throbbing, but it's pumping to it, and it's healing it, and that's healing itself. So that is acute. Chronic is long-term. Chronic is where we have literally got our body in panic mode. Hey, Debbie, how are you? We've got our body in panic mode. So in other words, our body can't heal itself. It's trying, but it can't, because we keep doing damage to it. So we keep doing all the things we're not supposed to be doing. And so the white blood cell count is constantly high, and it's constantly trying to fix what we're doing to ourselves. And instead, it destroys our cells. The thing that is supposed to cure us actually ends up destroying us. Now, we're doing it to ourselves, don't get me wrong, but it's in panic mode. It doesn't know how to fix everything that's wrong. And so our body actually becomes inflamed. Most of it comes from our gut. We do so much damage to our gut health that... You're welcome, Barb. Barb is messaging me. She's getting a new car. Anyway, I know a lot of things about a lot of things. So we do, hey, Mary. So we do so much damage to our own body, and our body's trying to cure us. But what our body ends up doing is causing a problem. So when we build up that inflammation that our white blood cells can't heal anymore, they're actually destroying our cells. So we go into panic mode, and that's when all the chronic illnesses, that's where we can get strokes, heart attacks, diabetes, you name it, weight gain, cancer, all these really bad things. Do you know there's scientific proof that 77% of our damage we have done to our bodies is because we did them. It wasn't just genetics. It wasn't just, oh, how could this happen to me? It was because we did it to ourselves. We did it to ourselves because our diet's out of control. Our stress is out of control. We've been in pollutants. All these things that we did to ourselves. Our bodies didn't do it to us. We did it. The good thing about that is we can reverse most of it, or we can prevent most of it. We can even cause our own cancer just by what we do to ourselves and by what we put in our bodies. A good thing to think about when you're putting something in your body is how many times did a human hand touch that to get it in the packaging you bought it in? Okay, so if you were buying fresh fruits and vegetables, the farmer had to pick it. He had to put it in boxes. A trucker had to come pick it up. And somewhere along the line, it gets to the store. So it wasn't changed in all those human hands. But let's talk about some other things. So let's talk about sugar. The cane is picked and it's processed and then it's put in boxes and other additives are added to it. So every time a human touches a food, whether it's grown or produced or made, every time a human touches it and changes it, that's processed foods. So, hey, Brenda. Hey, Kendra. Kendra's gonna be on Tuesday. And Megan is on tomorrow morning, and she's extremely nervous, and we're not sure about the sound, but I told her just to go for it, and we'll fix the sound. Hey, Barb, you did make it. She'll fix the sound. We'll fix the sound for Friday if the sound doesn't come in tomorrow. So please be patient with us. So we do 77% of the damage to our bodies. We do 77, it's scientific. There's all kinds of studies out there that show it. We do it by where we live, how we live, and what we eat. Now, we can't control everything. We can't control if there's pollutants in the city that we live in or if we're exposed to, something or other. But we can control what we put in our bodies. And most of the damage we did, we can undo. Because what we have to do is get our white blood cells to only go to the sore thumbs, to stop trying to fix our whole bodies. And because when it tries to fix our whole bodies, that's chronic. And that means that our white blood cells are in stress mode and they're trying to heal everything. And what they end up doing is damaging everything because of what we did to it. So let's talk about some causes. So the causes of our toxins, nutrition, let's see, we've got weight gain, our poor nutrition, not just what we eat, but the poor things that we eat. So there's all these things that we can do. Now to undo that, that's the big thing. We want to undo the damage. Hence, we're doing keto. Think about keto. Everyone says, oh, keto. Oh my gosh, that's so horrible. Hi, Rhonda. Why is it horrible? Why is keto horrible? Let's see. Let's think about it. We eat veggies, and we eat good veggies, and a lot of green veggies. And green veggies, by the way, is one way to undo inflammation. And we eat lean protein. Yeah, we do have beef here once in a while, but even that we try and eat lean. So, and we have some occasional fruits, the berries. Granted, we don't have the watermelons or the oranges or the apples and all that kind of stuff because they're so high in sugar. Doesn't mean we won't in the future. It just means we can't right now. Because what we have to deal with is our weight. Our weight causes so much of our health issues, and that we can control. So, the biggest thing we need to do is follow keto. But again, like I was saying, keto, why do people think it's so insane? We're cutting out carbs. Okay, carbs, other than from fruits and vegetables, carbs mostly come from processed foods. We all know that's not good. I remember the day when my boys were little and they had football practice and baseball practice and soccer practice, and I had to go to this school meeting, go here, go there. You know how many times I fixed Hamburger Helper for dinner? Entirely too many. Or meals like that. You quick throw a box of spaghetti in a boiling water and throw your hamburger and sauce in there and your meal's on. Have time to eat, boys. And if you want to fill them up, you add some garlic bread to it and there you go. Those aren't healthy meals. They're fast and they're good, but they're not healthy meals. Keto is healthy. It's a healthy way of eating. It's a healthy lifestyle. We choose not to put processed foods in our bodies. We did it long enough. We don't need to keep doing it. Does it mean you'll never ever be able to eat a piece of processed food again? Of course not. But on your day-to-day meals, keto is vegetables and lean meats and occasionally some fruit. And when we get our weight under control, we can have more variety in vegetables and more fruit. But we should never go back to the processed foods. That's what got us here to begin with. Sugar. I mean, come on. How much sugar is in everything? I don't know who's on here was just telling me the other day that they found sugar in their little gummy vitamins. Why would a manufacturer put sugar in vitamins? That's nuts. You're taking vitamins to heal your body and it's got sugar in it. And we all know there's no part of sugar that's good for us other than our taste buds. Good for that. Other than that, it's not good for us. We know that. Hey, Todd, you've never been to one of mine. Todd is one of our founding members. He was with us from the beginning. So sugars aren't good for us. I mean, we know these things. So what is so crazy about keto? Oh, it's called eating healthy. And people who say it's nuts to do keto, well, they're making excuses. And as we all know, when you make excuses, you don't make any changes. So let's talk about inflammation again. So inflammation is when our body is trying to fight off what we're doing to it. Stress can cause inflammation too. Don't ever discount stress. Some of you guys are going through so much stress right now. I can't even imagine. I cry so many times. My heart breaks for you guys. That can also cause inflammation. There's only so many things you can do about stress. Yes, meditation, yoga, but there are just times where you're just stressed out. But you can control your diet. Hey, Linda. And so let's work on that. Let's heal the body from the inside out. First thing we have to do is get the body to get out of panic mode. And how do we do that? We eat our vegetables and we eat our lean meats and we stay away from processed foods. That's the first thing we do. Let our bodies heal. Our bodies can heal. My husband is a prime example of that. He's had 3 heart attacks. He has 12 stents. He had 40% of his heart functioning when we started this. Last January, and now in this January, we're going to see how better it is. I'm sure it is. But last January, he went to his cardiologist. He gained back 10% of his heart. 10% of the muscle is now functioning. He had 40% at the time, and now he has 50 at that time. And I'm sure he has more. If he can do that, we can heal our bodies. Inflammation a lot comes from overweight. How do we get overweight? We eat the wrong foods. We eat processed foods. If the food we're eating is in its original package, meaning if you're eating asparagus and it's still asparagus, it's not mashed up and added to a bunch of nonsense, that's what you want to eat. Same with broccoli, same with cabbage, all those things. You can buy all that stuff in processed packages, but if it's still in its original form, that's whole foods. That's what you want to eat. So even if you're having a day, even if you're out for dinner somewhere and you're like, oh my gosh, they don't have broccoli, which most restaurants have broccoli, but they don't have broccoli, they don't have asparagus, they don't have any of the veggies I can eat. Just eat a vegetable. If it's in its original form, just go ahead and eat it because you're not doing damage to your body. It may be higher in carbs than you want, but you're not damaging your body. So we have to heal ourselves from the inside out. We have to get control of this. We can do it. You do not want cancer. You do not want a heart attack. You do not want a stroke. We do not want diabetes. Been there, done that. I'm not going back to that. You don't want death. You don't want premature death. You want to live. And the way we do that is by controlling our emotions, which is the stress level. Sometimes that's not always possible, but you need to think of yourself first when you're having a stressful day. Find a way to calm down. Just calm down and take a deep breath and do what you need to do. But the nutrition, that is 100% in our control. So what do you want to do? So you want to water, lots of water. And I know we preach that all the time, but water is so good for our bodies. It flushes ourselves out and it's going to flush out all that nasty stuff we have put in it. So water, whole foods like we just talked about. If it's not in the original form that the farmer grew it in, then more than likely it's not what you want to be eating. So leafy greens. Oh, greens. Anything green. Any vegetable, salads. Anything like the darker the green, the more nutritional value it has. So leafy greens. Fatty fish. I know there's a lot of you who do not like fatty fish, and I know we talked about salmon last time, but they are really healthy for you. If you can find a way to eat them, even smoked salmon in salads. One of you just asked me this morning if you could you want to know how to use a can of salmon, and I said just make tuna salad with it and use salmon. Even if you can do it that way, salmon is so good. Hey, John Carol, is your name Carol, or are both you and your husband in this? I always wonder that, and I always want to ask, and I never get a chance to ask. Hi. So if you can find any way to eat salmon at all, it is so healthy for you, and it does so much healing. Speaking of healing, I wanted to bring this up, and I'm glad I just thought of it. In your membership is a whole segment on healing foods. I went through, I don't know how many there are, but I went through each food that's healthy food, and I told you exactly what it did. And there's a whole segment on it listed one food at a time, and then I think I did a whole sheet on, I kind of summarized them all, so this does this for you, this does this for you. But that healing food segment is just so useful. Don't discount it. First of all, it's a lot of work, and it's so valuable. It has so much valuable information in it. So when you're going to the grocery store, if you're looking at, you're like, oh, should I buy this lettuce or that lettuce? Take a look at that list. It'll tell you. It'll tell you what each food does for you. And a lot of it is anti-inflammatory food. A lot of it is. So take a look at that and use that when you're shopping, when you're thinking about your foods. If you're going to go off the diet plan, or if you're in phase 2 or phase 3 where you can pick all different kinds of recipes, take a look at that. Know your health conditions and take a look at that and just try and focus on some of those foods, because we need to heal ourselves. Nobody else can do it. We can go to the doctor and we can get pills. But does that heal us? Most of the time, no. You can't take pills to eliminate your diabetes. It's not, you can take pills to monitor it and control it, but you can't take pills to heal it. You can't take pills to heal most of the things in our body. You just take pills to control it or monitor it or maintain it. But rarely does it heal it. Yeah, if you have an infection, you can take an antibiotic. But other than that, most of the time, all we're doing is maintaining it. But we have control to fix it. So let's go back to that. So green veggies, fatty fish. I wrote myself some notes, so I didn't remember. And sugar. Stay away from sugar. Again, stay away from anything that a farmer made that has been changed in its format. Does that make sense? So if you're reading ingredients and you don't understand the words in it, you don't know what that is, chances are it's not good. It's just not good. So if you don't understand it, I know someone asked me if something was okay today, and I said, I don't know, I got to look up some of those ingredients. I'm pretty sure it's okay because it was electrolytes, and those can get kind of wordy and scientific, and instead of them just saying what they're putting in there, they use all these scientific words. But regardless, I look them all up. You guys will be amazed at how many, when you guys show me these labels and there's something I don't know what it is, I just copy and paste it into Google and I start researching it to see what it is, because if I don't understand what it is, if I can't even pronounce it, much less understand it, then I'm gonna look it up. That's all there is to it. So try and keep your foods to the basics. Yes, we need some supplements on this because our bodies need electrolytes, and that's my big thing is electrolytes. You guys all know that, the sodium, potassium, and magnesium, because we deplete our bodies when we do keto because we don't eat all the carb foods and all those other things, and so we have to be careful of that. But other than that, we can heal ourselves from inside out. Do any of you have any questions on inflammation? Because I know when I first started, everyone's like, oh, I got to reduce my inflammation. I'm like, well, I'm not swollen, so I don't know what they're yapping about. And I had to do a lot of research on that. Anyone have any questions on that? Because I think it's such an important topic. Because that is what we're doing. That is exactly what we're doing. When we're eating keto and we're eating whole foods, we're eating our lean meats and our veggies, we are reducing the inflammation, which heals us, which also causes weight loss. And when we don't eat this way, we have weight gain, which also causes significant health issues. Well, I think I heard somebody say, like, even reducing like 5% of your body fat increases your health by like 20%, or it was like a huge difference in numbers by just lowering your body weight just even a little bit. And so as we drop these pounds, which you guys are doing awesome on, by the way. Oh my gosh, I love this. And some of you are heading into month 3. And so, you guys are doing so well. I just love it. And I know you do too. I know you guys do too. So it's just such a win-win. But it's more than just losing the weight. We're gaining our health back. And you can lose the weight, but if you don't make this a lifestyle, you will gain it back. And then you will gain all those health issues you had, you'll gain it right back. You will not be able to get up off that floor without making an embarrassing scene. That's what I always did. It's like, oh my gosh, this is pathetic. I can't get up. You won't be able to do those things again. And why go back? Why would you do that? You can still have, when you're at your goal weight and you're maintaining, you can still have a treat now and then, but you make it a treat. You don't make it a daily habit. You make it a treat, and you make it worthwhile. So if it's something that you really, really, really want, or you've been dreaming of, who was it? I was just chatting with this, Lisa. Our birthdays are in November, and she's going to cheat on her birthday. And I'm like, I cheat on mine too. But I look forward to that. There's one particular cake that I just love. It's called Carl's Cake. It's in Wisconsin. And I don't think it's anywhere else. And it's just, it's amazing. I'll have a piece of Carl's Cake. Now, what I do with that, you buy a whole round cake, and I take my slice, and my husband takes his slice, and then I send it home with my kids. I'm going to get it out of here because I will eat the whole cake. That's all there is to it. I will eat it in one day. It doesn't matter. I'm really bad about it. And so I take my slice, and I eat it, and then I send it home with my adult kids, and they're always glad to take it, and it works for me, and it works for them. So I can do that. I'm okay with that. I'm just not okay with having sugar treats and processed foods around. I could show you my food stuff here. I have very little food. Most of my stuff on my let's call it my baking shelf is just all like the flours, the almond flour, coconut flour, and the different oils and things like that. I don't have any boxed foods anymore, and I always had boxed food. I only have the only canned foods I keep are tomatoes and tomato sauce, tomato paste, that kind of stuff. I just don't. I keep some canned tuna. I just bought some at Costco. I keep canned black olives, and that's it. There's nothing else canned. I keep some broth because I don't always have time to make my own, so I just keep some broth down there. But if you have to buy something that's been changed from the way the farmer made it, grew it, then more than likely it's processed. So stay away. Hey, Tammy, how are you? Hi, Mary. So does anyone have any questions? Or you guys probably more knowledgeable on inflammation than I was, because when I first started, I'm like, oh, I don't know what they're talking about inflammation. I don't seem to be swollen anywhere. But we get it in our joints. You know, the inflammation is also, you know how when your knees hurt and your back hurts, that's all come from inflammation most of the time. Like if you did something to your back and it hurts, okay, then you injured your back. But if it just achy, especially the knees and the hips, if they're achy, that's inflammation. That's because we did damage to our body, to our cells. Our white blood cells tried to fix it, but then we just kept going and going and going. So the white blood cells went in panic mode and just tried to go in and just try to fix every damage that we did. And they created their own damage. And so they damaged all our cells. And so that's why the achy knees, achy hips, that kind of stuff, that's inflammation. So, and as you lose weight, you think, oh, I'm losing weight because I'm not putting as much pressure on your bones, and that's actually not true. What you're doing is you're reducing inflammation. So as you reduce weight, you're also reducing the inflammation in your body, and you're giving your white blood cells more targeted areas now, and you're taking them out of stress panic mode. And so now they're trying to, if you do slam that hammer on your finger, they'll be trying to focus on that versus on your whole body. And I would prefer they focus it on my stub toe or my finger. Make sense? Anyone have any questions? Okay, so I think that's about it for today. So let's reduce that inflammation. And how do we do that? We do that by eating good foods. So stay away from anything processed. Keto is not about processed foods whatsoever. So anyone says, oh, you're doing keto? I'm like, yeah, I eat real foods. How about that? Pretty cool, huh? I think it's kind of funny. People are like, oh, I'm not going to like keto. You don't like vegetables? You don't like meats? We eat delicious foods on keto. You guys all know that. We eat delicious meals on keto. The difference is we take a little bit longer to fix our foods. In reality, we do. Because all our foods are basically homemade. We make them. We make them from scratch. I cheat on my cauliflower rice, but all that's in my cauliflower rice when I buy it frozen is riced cauliflower. So beyond that, I'm just too lazy to put the whole thing in and rice it all up and things. No, I'm lazy. I was going to say I'm in a hurry, but no, I'm just lazy. I like to take shortcuts when I can, but it's just rice cauliflower. It doesn't have all these additives and preservatives and all this nutty stuff. I like to buy frozen veggies, and we talked about that one other time, because they're my go-to source when I don't have any fresh veggies and I don't have time to go get them. And so, but my veggies are just that. They were, what do you call that? Fast frozen or something. You know what I'm talking about when they just zap it through. Deli Handed is processed. So yes, it is. So you have to be kind of careful on that. Watch the ingredients. Watch the ingredients on any processed deli meat. There are some way better than others. There are some that are just truly meat that's been ground and then it's just flattened out and sliced. And so watch to make sure they don't have any sugar in them. A lot of them do. A lot of them don't. You can find ones that don't, but a lot of them do. So anything that's removed from the original form, other than just cut up by a butcher, then you want to watch those ingredients and make sure they're not processed. And if they are processed, keep it pretty minimal. You know, I mean, we do have a lot of recipes that does use meat, slices of meat, but you can get those meats where they're not packed with all the preservatives and the sugar and the everything else that they put in those. So you just have to watch the ingredient list is what it is. Hey, Grizz, how are you, my dear? Any questions? Okay, so let's take care of our bodies, because if we take care of our bodies, we get to live a longer life and a healthier life. And we get to hang out longer with those people that we love. And a lot of us are at the age where, no, we're not old and decrepit yet. But if we don't take care of our bodies, we will be. We will be, and we all know it. That's why we're doing this. And don't let setbacks destroy your faith in this. You've got this. You've got this. It is not hard. You cook a meat, you cook a veggie, and you eat it, and you enjoy it. And you can add seasonings, you can add flavoring, you can add all that stuff, and you can make it delicious, and you can feel awesome when you get up from the dinner table. So, okay, you guys, have a great Sunday. Watch your football games. I hear our Packers are winning. I'm not sure if the game's over yet, but so go Pack. If you guys are playing against the Packers, sorry. All right, I will talk to you guys all later. Thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you. Oh, I will be live tomorrow morning. No, I won't be live. I will be watching live tomorrow morning. Megan starts tomorrow morning at 5 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and she's very nervous, but I told her you guys were all awesome, so no reason to be nervous. Okay, love you guys. I'll see you soon. Is there a collagen you recommend? Actually, there's no particular brand, but I do. The only supplement that I get really fussy about is electrolytes. I preach that to you guys all the time because I've gone through the keto flu twice. I'm the type of person, I got to hit my head twice before I say, oh, wow, that really hurt. And both times it hurt. So collagen. I think collagen is very, very good. There's no particular brand. I actually do not like to recommend any particular brand because all of our bodies are different. But I do think that collagen supplements are really good. So if you find some, just look on the internet before you go shopping and take a look at them, look at their carbs, look at their ingredients, look at everything and see if it's going to meet your needs. And then snap a picture of not just the I want the picture of the label too, and then a picture of the ingredients and the nutritional. So sometimes that takes 3 pictures. So snap a picture, throw it up on a post for me, and I will research those ingredients for you. I'm really thorough at that. Really, really thorough at it. If there's something that I don't know, I take that particular word and I go and I look that up too. So, I mean, there are words that I don't know. Oh my goodness, these manufacturers, I swear they get paid millions of dollars to come up with words we can't pronounce or understand. So, hey Christy. So, so collagen, there's no particular brand I recommend. I never recommend certain brands, but, cause I don't ever want to act like I'm sponsoring for somebody cause I don't. But look around, find out your needs. Just do a quick internet search on the different brands, and then if you see something that looks like it'll work for you, whether it's going to do what you're wanting it to do for your body, or it's the right price, or you can get off Amazon, you can get it tomorrow versus, waiting a year to get it from wherever it comes from. Whatever the reason is, take a look, take pictures for me, or just send me the link, and I will research it. A lot of you have me research a lot of things, and you guys know I'm pretty thorough about it. And I'll research it, and I'll give you a thumbs up or thumbs down, or I'm like, well, it wouldn't be for me. Or, yep, that is perfect. So, yeah, take a peek. Let's see. Hey, Angie. I'm sorry, we're just wrapping up, but thank you for joining us. Any other questions? As you guys know, I'm not a big supplement person. I firmly believe our bodies were intended to heal themselves. And that's true, they were. And so before I ever take a pill, I do everything in my power to heal it myself. Because, and when I do take a pill, that pill usually works for me. Well, that's because I don't shove pills down my throat every single day for things that I am in control of. So my doctor I do take statins now because she did throw a fit about that. But I think I'm going to be done with those pretty soon too. Thank you, Mary. Yes, thank you. So fix your body. Fix your body first. And then what you can't complete on the fixing, then see a doctor about pills. I'm not telling you not to go to a doctor. I'm not telling you not to take your medicine the doctor tells you to. But we're responsible for us. We're grown adults. And we know darn well when we're eating or doing something we shouldn't be doing to our body. And then later we're shocked that we're overweight or we've got this illness or we've got this disease. Well, we knew it at the time, but we just thought, oh, it's not going to happen to us, or, oh, I've got time. So, no, you don't. Now it's time to take care of it. Hey, Daphne! How are you? So now's the time to take care of your body because we do not want it to go downhill any further. We're all here for a reason. We did damage to our bodies, so now it's time to treat our bodies like the castle that it is and just feed it. All it's asking for is to feed it the right foods. Really, seriously, how much less can you do to take care of something? Would you honestly give your child something that you know would damage them or your grandchild or your pets? Of course not. But we do that to ourselves all the time. When we're looking at giving our grandkids treats, yeah, we're grandmas and we do the cookies and stuff like that. But when you're sitting down to feed them meals and stuff like that, you're not going to give them stuff that's bad for them. That's not going to happen. But we do it to ourselves, which is the craziest thing in the world. And then we wonder why our bones hurt and why we're overweight and why we're tired all the time. Speaking of, Tuesday we're going to talk about sleep patterns and insomnia, because a lot of us have sleep problems. And I know you all know I do. That would be why I'm up very early in the morning. That would also be why I go to bed really early at night. So, okay. Anything else? And Daphne, way to go. Daphne is rocking this. Month 2. Daphne, is month 2 looking a lot easier for you? Month 2 is super easy. The meal menu, the meal plan tells you when to eat, when not to eat, that kind of stuff. When to exercise, when not to exercise. Please follow it. There's reasons for it. But you get to just pick. You get to pick whatever you want. And then there's tons of recipes in there. You have to pick from those recipes for the most part. You can go off that for once in a while. But hi, Sue. How are you? Yes, it is super easy, isn't it? So it just tells you to pick a breakfast, pick a lunch, pick a dinner. And then the dinners are all categorized by the types of food. So beef, chicken, fish, all that kind of stuff. And so you just go through there and see what you're hungry for and you make it up. So it's really super easy. Yes, she is. She is rocking it. But I tell you what, Daphne, if you guys have watched some of Daphne's posts, she stayed tough. She stayed tough. Those donuts, oh my gosh, I don't think I could have done what she did. She just went and passed them out to everyone else and didn't even, she smelled them. I think someone asked her to smell them, and that she did. But beyond that, she didn't eat any, so way to go, Daph. That's hard for me not to exercise. Oh, yeah, Kendra. Yeah, Kendra, oh, we all need to be jealous of Kendra because she actually loves to exercise. And so she couldn't for a while. And she's gotten, now she can, of course. And actually, Kendra, I'm actually glad you brought that up because it is not just the foods that we feed ourselves. It's what we do. It's what we exercise. You can sit there on a couch and you can eat the lean meats and the vegetables. And you will lose a little weight. There's no doubt about it. You will. But you're not going to feel any better. Your bones are still going to hurt when you get up off that couch. I guarantee you they're going to hurt. We have to exercise, people. Hence, we have Kendra and we have Megan. And then after that, we're going to look into some yoga and meditation. And then in January, we are going to look into a personal life coach for everybody. So they can teach us to stop beating up on ourselves and teach us how to do the positive self-talk and how to fix some things that emotionally that we are scarred. We are scarred emotionally. Most of us are. We can admit it or not, but most of us are because of our weight, because of our health issues, because we don't feel good about ourselves. And so we are going to next year have somebody to help us fix some of that because that we can only do so much on our own. But the food, we've got that. So exercise is a huge part of reducing inflammation. Huge part. And that's why we have 2 amazing trainers coming on next week. Yay, Kendra. And Megan, you're not on here, but Megan is very nervous, so everyone be kind to her. She's extremely nervous. Yep, absolutely, Daphne. So let's fix what we can. Let other people help us fix what we can't, like our exercise trainers. And then we'll get some more meditation. I want to do some stress reducers, like the meditation and yoga for that. And yes, Kendra. I love you. You're awesome. And we'll work on those issues first, and then we're going to work on personal, emotional issues, because I think we all could use a little bit. I think together as a group, we're pretty positive, and that's what I really love about this group. I mean, emotionally together, we are just a firestorm ready to take on the world. Did you guys get that feeling when you're in the group? Like, everybody is so positive and supportive of each other, and I don't think we carry all the emotional baggage in our group as we do in our life, and I think because our group has become a safe zone for us, or it is for me, and I know a lot of people who chat with me a lot think so too, but when we get outside our comfort zone, in the rest of the world, that's where some of the emotional issues come back on us, like, oh my gosh, it was like being slapped in the face with a cold wind type of thing, and we need to work on that too. So we'll get comfortable in the group, work on emotional issues there, but then we want to be able to take that out into the world because we are awesome people. We are, and a lot of us have had damage to us for years and years and years for a variety of reasons. It could just be weight, could be abuse, could be all kinds of issues that I know about in the group. But let's not let anyone else control our lives. Let's take control of our lives. Let's do this, and let's do it right. So, anybody else? You're welcome, Kendra. You're awesome. Kendra's in on Tuesday. Safety in numbers. Yes, Daphne. Yes, it is safety in numbers. But, this group is just, I don't know how I got so lucky, but you guys are amazing. Just amazing. And you're right, Daphne. It is safety in numbers because the group itself is so supportive of each other that we feel good in that group because we give everyone accolades, and we're cheering on, or we're saying, oh, it's okay, don't beat yourself up on that. And how many times do you get that out in the world? You get that look of like, oh, really, you did that? You should have known better. Well, okay, let me look in your closet and let me see your skeletons, type of thing. But we don't have to look in each other's closets. We don't hide our skeletons in our group. We openly admit them, and we're okay with it. We're okay with everybody having them. And I think that's what makes us so amazing, and that's what's going to get us to succeed. And we will get all the pieces and the components together. Let's work on one thing at a time. So we're all doing the weight loss. Now we're going to start our exercises, and we're going to deal with emotional stress, and then we're going to deal with self-esteem. So I think we've got a plan. Okay, you guys, love you all. I will talk to you on Tuesday. Monday morning, I will be watching Megan, and Tuesday night, I will be watching Kendra. So jump on, you guys. Let's get to it. If I can exercise, all of you can, because I don't like to exercise. Not my thing. But okay, see you guys later. Hey, Daphne. Okay, Daphne, you better be there. And I want to see you take some selfies, okay? Okay, I'll take selfies of doing it, and you take selfies of doing it. We'll all take selfies. That's what we should do. We should all take selfies of exercising to prove we're doing it. Excuse me. Because if our exercise trainers don't see that we're actually doing it, they're not going to be happy with us. So let's make them happy. You are awesome, Terry. You are awesome. I love this group. You guys are just, see, it is safety in numbers. It is safety in numbers, and we are just really good for each other. So let's keep moving forward. If we take a step back, don't beat up on it. Will do. Okay, you guys. Talk to you soon. Bye. I got to get my glasses up here to push this little teeny tiny button that says finish. Talk to you soon.